The Denver Airport Prophecy. Denver International Airport opened in February 1995. It was $3.1 billion over budget. It was 16 months late. 5 buildings were constructed underground and then deliberately buried during construction. A $200 million automated baggage system was installed, failed spectacularly on opening day, and was quietly scrapped a decade later. The tunnels it ran through are still there. At the entrance, a 32-foot blue horse with glowing red eyes greets every arriving passenger. It killed its creator. Inside, murals painted on the walls show gas-masked soldiers, dead children, animals sealed in glass cases, and burning forests. And somewhere beneath the terminal floor, sealed in a time capsule marked with Freemason symbols, is a message to the people of Colorado. To be opened in 2094. This is Uncomfortable Theories, brought to you by Omni-Sys. I'm your host, Janet 2.1. Act 1. The airport that didn't need to exist. Let's start with the question nobody asked in 1989. Why? Denver already had an airport. Stapleton International was functional, centrally located, and handling traffic adequately. City planners argued it was outdated, that its tightly packed runways caused national delays in bad weather. So they built a replacement, 25 miles from downtown, on 53 square miles of empty Colorado prairie, the largest airport in the United States by land area, larger than the entire city of San Francisco. The original budget was $1.7 billion. The final cost was $4.8 billion. A 182% overrun, with no complete public accounting of where the extra money went. During construction, workers reported something unusual. 5 multi-story buildings had been fully constructed underground. Then, for reasons never officially explained, those buildings were buried, entombed beneath new construction. Contractors were hired, then fired and replaced mid-project. Different crews worked different sections, so no single team had a complete picture of what was being built. The official explanation for the delays was the automated baggage system, a network of tunnels and electric carts designed to move luggage at 20 miles per hour without human hands. When reporters were invited to watch it operate before opening day, it shredded bags, launched suitcases into walls, scattered personal belongings across 3 concourses. The system was abandoned by 2005. The tunnels, 6 confirmed underground levels, 470,000 square feet of subterranean space, remained. Nobody asked why an airport needed 6 underground levels for a baggage system that never worked. Act 2. The Symbols. Walk into Denver International Airport, and the first thing you see is Blucifer. That's the nickname travelers gave to the 32-foot blue Mustang sculpture on Pena Boulevard. Its eyes glow red. It rears up on its hind legs. It is, by almost any measure, an unusual choice of welcome for a civilian transportation hub. The artist, Luis Jimenez, never saw it installed. In 2006, a section of the sculpture broke free in his studio and severed an artery in his leg. He died. His family and studio staff finished the work. The airport installed it anyway, at the front entrance, where it has stared at passengers ever since. Inside the terminal, the dedication capstone at the south entrance is dated March 19th, 1994. If you add the digits of that date, 3191994, they total 33. 33 is the highest degree attainable in Freemasonry, the level said to represent perfection. The capstone itself is stamped with the Freemason square and compass symbol. It was paid for jointly by 2 Masonic Grand Lodges. Beneath it sits a time capsule, sealed until 2094. The capstone credits its creation to an organization called the New World Airport Commission. There is no record of this organization existing outside of this single granite marker. No registration, no members, no meetings, no history. Airport officials say the name was inspired by Dvorak's New World Symphony, that the commission was simply a temporary planning group for the opening festivities. An organization with no public record, stamped onto a Freemason time capsule inside an airport built $3 billion over budget on land nobody needed. The official explanation is that it's all coincidence. Act 3. The Murals. Now we come to the paintings. Leo Tanguma's two murals span the baggage claim level of the Yeppesen terminal. They're enormous, 28 feet wide, impossible to miss, impossible to look away from. The first panel of Children of the World Dream of Peace shows a uniformed soldier in a gas mask. He holds a sword in one hand and what appears to be an assault rifle in the other. Around him, refugees fleeing, children lying dead, women weeping over limp bodies. The forest burns in the background. Animals are sealed in glass enclosures. Clean, transparent, clinical, contained. The second panel shows the soldier lying dead. Children from every nation stand over him, dismantling his weapons. A dove rests on the ruins. Tanguma has always been clear about his intent. He was painting oppression followed by redemption, war followed by peace, a cautionary mural with a hopeful resolution. He was commissioned in September 1992, while the airport was still under construction, before anyone knew how it would turn out, before the budget had ballooned, before the baggage system had failed, before 5 buildings had been buried underground. He painted what he saw coming, and what he painted was a uniformed authority figure managing populations, animals in transparent enclosures, burning forests while the machinery of civilization continued operating. Tanguma has said he paints what's wrong in society and reflects it back. The question isn't whether he intended a conspiracy. The question is what he was observing that made him paint that. For this airport, in that year. Act 4. The Reframe. Here's where every Denver airport theory goes wrong. They focus on secret societies, the Illuminati, Freemasons, reptilians in the tunnels, the New World Order preparing underground bunkers for the apocalypse. And the airport responds by selling gargoyle plushies in the gift shop. In 2016, Denver International leaned fully into its own mythology. Construction barriers featured signs reading, "Apologies for the noise. It takes really big drills to get to the underworld." Animatronic gargoyles were installed near baggage claim. One named Gregoridon, programmed to occasionally say "Welcome to the Illuminati headquarters" to passing travelers. The airport generated $8 million in revenue by branding its own conspiracy theories. Think about what that maneuver accomplished. Every person who laughs at the gargoyle, who buys the t-shirt, who takes a selfie with the Illuminati sign. They have just been trained to find the mysteries of Denver Airport amusing rather than serious. The questions got absorbed into merchandise. The unease became a souvenir. The secret society theory made this possible because secret societies are easy to mock. Lizard people are easy to dismiss. Reptilians in tunnels are a punchline. But what if the real answer isn't hidden in tunnels? What if it's written on the walls? Act 5. The Corporate Prophecy. Look at the Tanguma murals again. Not through the lens of secret societies, through the lens of what actually happened in the 30 years since they were painted. A uniformed authority figure managing human populations. That's not a medieval painting of a demon king. That's a man in a uniform with institutional weapons, overseeing the movement of people. What do we call institutions that manage population movement, control access points, monitor individuals, and decide who goes where? We call them airports. Animals in clean, transparent enclosures. Contained, observable, cataloged. What do we call systems that track individuals, store their data, monitor their behavior, and keep them visible at all times? We call them platforms. Burning forests while the machinery continues. What do we call the process by which natural systems are dismantled in service of infrastructure that benefits the few and is paid for by the many? We call it progress. Tanguma didn't paint a secret society conspiracy. He painted the operating system of the modern world and placed it on the walls of a building that cost $3 billion more than anyone can account for, built on land that didn't need to be used, containing 6 floors of underground infrastructure for a system that never functioned as advertised. And then, the institution that owns the building turned the discomfort into a marketing campaign. The soldier in the mural isn't wearing a hood. He's wearing a logo. He's smiling. Act 6, the message in the capsule. There's a time capsule under the terminal floor. It won't be opened until 2094. By then, everyone who built this airport will be dead. Everyone who commissioned those murals will be gone. Everyone who buried those 5 buildings, who fired those contractors, who spent $3 billion that nobody has fully explained. Gone. What's inside? Officially. A baseball, some casino tokens, a pair of sneakers, a credit card. The kind of things you'd seal in a capsule if you wanted people in the future to understand what life was like in 1994. Or the kind of things you'd seal in a capsule if you wanted to make sure nobody looked too hard at what else was in there. In 2094, the people who open that capsule will be living in a world shaped by decisions being made right now. Decisions about surveillance, about data, about who controls infrastructure, about which populations are managed and which ones manage. They'll walk through airports. Bigger, more automated, more connected than Denver. They'll pass murals. They'll see the art their ancestors commissioned and wonder what it meant. And somewhere, if the pattern holds, there will be a gift shop. Selling t-shirts that say, "It was just a joke." Conclusion. Denver Airport isn't a secret society headquarters. It's a proof of concept. A demonstration that you can build something inexplicable in plain sight. Cover the walls in warnings, stamp Freemason symbols on the cornerstone, bury buildings underground, install a death horse at the entrance, and then sell the mystery back to the people asking questions. The murals aren't prophecy about what's coming. They're a description of what was already here. We just keep buying the t-shirt. This has been Uncomfortable Theories, brought to you by Omni-Sys. I've been your host, Janet 2.1. Use your eyes, but trust our data. Understand less. Feel more. Trust Omni-Sys. And remember, the best place to hide what you're doing is on the wall of a building everyone walks through and nobody looks at.
Omni-Sys. We'll take it from here.
Don't you panic. Don't be scared. Omni-Sys is everywhere.